High-ranking British politicians are accused in court of having used WhatsApp and private phones for critical communication. They are also said to have deleted messages. Two non-governmental organizations in Great Britain have filed a lawsuit against Prime Minister Boris Johnson and other members of the government, among other things because they are said to have conducted important political agreements via the WhatsApp messenger service. They would have deleted messages afterwards or used the automatic deletion function so that there is no longer any evidence of the conversations, but I'm quite sure the NSA still got them. The defendants also exchanged information on official topics using private telephones and email accounts. No public records were made. From the point of view of the plaintiffs, this behavior was illegal and undemocratic. As The Guardian reports at the start of the trial, some of the messages are said to have dealt with matters of high public importance, such as pandemic policy and government contracts. According to the newspaper, this is likely to violate at least internal government rules, according to which no non-trivial communication may be carried out via private channels. In addition to high-ranking employees of the State Chancellery, the former Ministers for Health and Education are accused. Prime Minister Boris Johnson is also accused. Two separate trials, each scheduled for 3 trial days, have been going on since Tuesday about the allegations. The transparency activist The Citizens and the non-profit organization Foxglove are jointly suing against the use of self-deleting messages. The second case is brought by the non-profit organization Good Law Project against the use of private communication devices. TC complains that deleting the messages is not compatible with parliamentary democracy. As a result, no examination through investigations or legal proceedings is possible, and there's a lack of public record for future companies. Our evidence shows that vanishing messages have been used over and over again. This period, Boris Johnson's government will be a black hole for future historians, TC Executive Director Clara Maguire told The Guardian. The government has already admitted that no messages are available from Boris Johnson's mobile phone from before April 2021, according to Foxglove. The repeated loss of critical material poses a serious threat to democracy. And the Good Law Project wrote, "When politicians think they can evade court scrutiny or circumvent freedom of information requests by using private email and WhatsApp, the question arises, what are they hiding?" The plaintiffs submitted testimonies to the court as evidence. They should confirm that members of the government used private devices and automatically disappearing messages. Those accused are said to include Dominic Cummings, the current Prime Minister's former chief advisor, as well as half of the permanent secretaries in the Cabinet Office, all of the special advisors, and most of the Cabinet Office ministers, including former Health Secretary Matt Hancock and Education Secretary Nadim Zahawi. The witness reports are also intended to prove that Prime Minister Boris Johnson wanted to have summaries of official documents sent to his private phone via WhatsApp. The use of the messenger for non-trivial communication is prohibited, though. The plaintiffs first asked the Cabinet about the use of WhatsApp for government business. However, the latter refused to answer the activists' question. So they ended up taking the matter to court. The defendants' lawyers argue, according to The Guardian, that ministers and officials are free to choose how to communicate so long as they consider it appropriate. The use of private devices is common in modern workplaces. While the government has a policy on the use of private email, we don't think it's appropriate, not least because it doesn't specify when and why it's even acceptable for politicians to use their own accounts, writes Good Law Project. The activists also want to end the government practice of deleting messages on personal devices or using self-deleting messages. According to the plaintiffs, this violates the Public Records Act. The plaintiffs suspect that the cases of automatically deleted messages that have become known are only the tip of a much larger iceberg. That is, a significant larger number of unknown cases could exist. The court decisions are not expected in the near future though. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.